With the full recovery of the economy, leaders from all over the country set off an upsurge of investigation and research, and they exchanged and studied across provinces and cities. In some places, the top leaders are racing against time, running 3 cities in 3 days, striving to seize the opportunity. One of the cities is also very busy, but it is busy receiving delegations. Since the middle of last year, Ningbo, Zhejiang has successively received delegations from Chengdu, Hangzhou, Zhengzhou, and Macau. Going forward, even the Nanjing district of Shenzhen has specially organized a group to study in Ningbo. In general investigations and surveys, economically backward areas learn from economically developed areas. However, the degree of development of Shenzhen, Hangzhou, and Chengdu is at the forefront of the country, so why is there still a reverse survey now? Ningbo, why is it worth learning? Top leaders get together to inspect. If you look closely, the team that visited Ningbo recently was almost all led by local top leaders, and their purpose was very clear. From May 6 to 7, 2023, En Wei, member of the Standing Committee of the Henan Provincial Party Committee and Secretary of the Zhengzhou Municipal Party Committee, led a Zhengzhou party and government delegation to Ningbo to study and inspect the high-quality development experience of the manufacturing industry. Like Ningbo, Zhengzhou is also an important industrial city, and it is also exploring reform, innovation, and industrial optimization. This time, the key for the Zhengzhou delegation is to learn from the successful experience of Ningbo's manufacturing industry and guide small and medium-sized enterprises to take the development path of specialization, and innovation. On July 18, 2022, Lu Ji, member of the Standing Committee of the Zhejiang Provincial Party Committee and Secretary of the Hangzhou Municipal Party Committee, led a Hangzhou party and government delegation to Ningbo for investigation and study. As Zhejiang's twin star cities, Hangzhou and Ningbo are positioned to create a Hangzhou-Ningbo twin city economic circle pattern and are closely related. The first purpose of the investigation and study in Hangzhou is to connect and implement the work of A Tale of Two Cities, and the second is to learn from the determination and effectiveness of Ningbo Hengzhou's manufacturing industry development and the open pattern and mind of Hong Kong connecting the world. 10 days before the arrival of the Hangzhou inspection team, Shi Xiaolin, member of the Standing Committee of the Sichuan Provincial Party Committee and Secretary of the Chengdu Municipal Party Committee, led a party and government delegation to Ningbo to complete the investigation. Compared with Zhengzhou and Hangzhou, one of the key words of the Chengdu team's study and inspection is technological innovation. The focus is to learn from Ningbo to promote key core technology breakthroughs and continuously improve original innovation capabilities. It is not difficult to find that manufacturing and technological innovation are the words that appear most frequently in other places when studying Ningbo. As the fifth city of the River Delta, why can Ningbo become a model for developed regions to learn from? The main reason behind this is that the development of Ningbo in the past few years is too impressive. From 2012 to 2022, Ningbo's GDP soared from 0.69 trillion yuan to 1.57 trillion yuan, and the GDP increase in 10 years was as high as 880 billion yuan, making it firmly the second city in Zhejiang. Among them, Ningbo's GDP exceeded 1 trillion yuan for the first time in 2018, becoming the 11th city in China to join the Trillion Club, launching an impact on China's 10th city, and promoted to the 6th trillion city of foreign trade in the country. In addition, Ningbo is also China's first Made in China 2025 pilot demonstration city, with more than 10,000 industrial enterprises above the designated size. Moreover, there are 182 state-level specialized and special new little giant enterprises in Ningbo, second only to Shanghai and Beijing in the country, 66 national-level key little giants, also second only to Beijing and Shanghai, ranking first in the country 3. What's more worth mentioning is that Ningbo is China's city of champions. In the list of national individual champion enterprises, Ningbo ranked first in the country with 83 enterprises, maintaining the first place for 5 consecutive years. The report of the Jianzhan Industry Research Institute shows that the 4 gradients of the industry and technology sector provide hierarchical cultivation of small and medium-sized enterprises, small and medium-sized enterprises - innovative small and medium-sized enterprises - specialized and special new small and medium-sized enterprises - specialized and special new little giants enterprise single champion enterprise in manufacturing industry. That is to say, a single champion enterprise is the pearl on the crown of the manufacturing industry and the tip of the pyramid. Its biggest attribute is to make a certain product to the extreme, even the world's number 1 in the industry. Its quantity and quality are an important indicator to measure the level of regional manufacturing development. So, how good are these Ningbo enterprises that exist like kings in specific fields? For example, one of every 3 Android phones in the world has an optical lens from Sunny Optical. 40% of the cutting wires used by global high-precision machine tools to manufacture precision molds and precision parts come from Bode High-Tech. The cutting wire is very thin as 0.015 millimeters in diameter. Once out of stock, these machine tools will stop working. More than 90% of the sewing machine factories in the world are using the rotary hooks of Daying Precision Machinery. In addition, there are Ningbo enterprises in many neck-deep areas and key links that have been controlled by foreign countries for a long time. Chip manufacturing requires ultra-high purity metal materials and sputtering targets. China has always relied on imports, and Zhongfeng Electronics is the breaker. The key system of the Shenzhou 12 spacecraft's deep space exploration equipment uses high-performance special ceramic materials and components developed by Vulcan. In 2021, the Tianhe core module of the Chinese space station was successfully launched, using China's first microgravity space microscope experiment instrument developed by Yongxin Optics, and Yongxin Optics also undertook the manufacture of Chang'e 2, 3, and 4 spaceborne optical lenses. The 2 types of liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen engines of the Long March 5th carrier rocket use the flexible graphite composite sealing ring manufactured by Xinyuan Industrial Company. China's deep-sea oil and gas exploration uses the large-length marine umbilical cable developed by Dongfang Cable. Hualong 1 and other third-generation large-scale nuclear power plants use the reactor main seal ring manufactured by China's largest static seal manufacturer Tiansheng Seals. Century projects such as the Hangzhou Bay Bridge and the Hong Kong Zhuhai Macau Bridge have used the bridge expansion device developed by Lobo Technology. From daily necessities to aerospace probes, there are Ningbo champion enterprises everywhere. It can be said that world manufacturing cannot be separated from China, and Chinese manufacturing cannot be separated from Ningbo. What did Ningbo do right? Behind the brilliant manufacturing in Ningbo, there are several things that have been done right. First, insist on building a bottom in the manufacturing industry. Historically, Ningbo has always had a strong business environment and traditions. Not to mention, Ningbo has been the cradle of China's national manufacturing industry since the five-port trade in modern times. The first steamship in China, the first cotton ginning factory, and the first daily chemical factory were born here. At the beginning of the reform and opening up, Ningbo was one of the first batch of coastal open cities in the country. Countless private enterprises have become invisible champions from small workshops in the accumulation of decades. Contour. In 2004, Ningbo had a thorough understanding of the city's manufacturing enterprises. Almost 20 years ago, there were more than 100 of these enterprises that ranked first in the country in terms of market share. Entrepreneurs in Ningbo like to focus on subdivided fields. Their concept is not to be the first in the big market, but to be the only one in the small market, such as die-casting molds, bearings, wheels, automotive rubber parts, etc. These things seem insignificant. But getting to the extreme requires decades of dedicated research. The data for 2021 shows that Ningbo single champions and cultivating companies have been engaged in their main products for an average of 19 years. Among them, the number of enterprises in the 10 to 20 years is 181, accounting for 47.14%. The number of enterprises in the 20 to 30 years is 99, accounting for 25.78%. There are 4 enterprises in the past 40 years, including 2 enterprises it has been engaged in the main products for 50 years. For example, the sealing ring on the engine of the Long March 5th launch vehicle we mentioned above comes from Ningbo Xinyuan, and the sealing technology of China's nuclear power plant reactor comes from Ningbo Tiansheng Sealing Parts Company, which has been studying a technology for 30 years. Without the craftsman spirit of Ningbo entrepreneurs, it is impossible for the products to be used in heavy equipment of great powers. The vast majority of entrepreneurs in Ningbo have super powerful determination. They do one thing for decades without touching real estate or speculating in stocks. Like these entrepreneurs, the city of Ningbo has always insisted on establishing a manufacturing city. Even in the past when most cities decrease 2 and upgrade 3, Ningbo insisted on building a bottom in the manufacturing industry, and the proportion of the secondary industry has hardly fluctuated, and it has been competing with the tertiary industry. In contrast, in Hangzhou, the proportion of the secondary industry fell below 50% for the first time in 2010, and dropped to 29.9% by 2020. As the National 14th Five-Year Plan clearly stated that the focus of economic development should be placed on the real economy and the construction of a manufacturing powerhouse, various provinces and cities have reshaped the manufacturing industry and accelerated the pace of moving from the virtual to the real. One of the reasons why Ningbo learns Buddhist scriptures. Second, the Ningbo government has a good relationship with enterprises, which has fostered a fertile ground for the development of private enterprises. Between the Ningbo government and enterprises, a benign interaction of helping if there is something, and not disturbing if there is nothing has been built. Local entrepreneurs summed up such body sense as 3 catchphrases: if there is something wrong, don't fight for profit. In short, it means really understand the enterprise and really do something. In 2022, in the Business Environment Report of 10,000 private enterprises issued by the All China Federation of Industry and Commerce, Ningbo will rank 5th in the country in the ranking of cities with business environment, ranking 1st among major cities in the country for 4 consecutive years. Not only that, the Ningbo municipal government attaches great importance to the cultivation of individual champion enterprises. The Ningbo Economic and Information Bureau has a typical case analysis of specialized and new enterprises. The core products, main advantages, innovations, difficulties, and suggestions of each enterprise are clearly sorted out. These data materials will be used as a guide to help companies develop as soon as possible after they are included in the training list and meet the requirements of champion companies. Moreover, among all cities in the country, Ningbo has the highest rewards for individual champion enterprises and products. Ningbo rewards 5 million yuan and 3 million yuan respectively for national-level individual champions and cultivating enterprises, 2 million yuan for city-level individual champions, and Shenzhen, which is known for its support for enterprises, gives the highest reward for individual champions, only 3 million yuan. Finally, the superior geographical location has added a boom to the development of Ningbo's manufacturing industry. Many people may not know that the importance of Ningbo in the Yangtze River Delta is second only to Shanghai, and the confidence is Ningbo's port advantage. Ningbo Port is the largest port in the world. In 2013, the throughput of Ningbo Port surpassed that of Shanghai, becoming the port with the largest cargo throughput in the world. In 2022, Ningbo Port will rank 1st in the world for 14 consecutive years with a throughput of 1.26 billion tons. The unique geographical location, coupled with the Yangtze River Delta, one of the most developed regions in the domestic manufacturing industry, makes Ningbo's manufacturing enterprises develop smoothly. Moreover, in the past 2 years, Ningbo has also ushered in huge strategic opportunities. According to the Space Collaborative Planning of Shanghai Metropolitan Area, by 2035, Ningbo will become the arm of Shanghai together with Suzhou. The plan also points out that by taking advantage of the strategic opportunity of the integrated development of the Yangtze River Delta, we will strive for more resources in the country's new round of major scientific and technological infrastructure construction, and accelerate the gathering of cutting-edge scientific innovation sources in Shanghai, Suzhou, and Ningbo. This means that with the injection of more high-quality resources, Ningbo is expected to raise the upper limit of development, to promote the manufacturing industry to high-end, gather a group of high-quality talents, and continue to strengthen basic scientific research capabilities. At the same time, Hangzhou Bay with Shanghai, Hangzhou, and Ningbo as the axis will become China's second Greater Bay Area, which is a major deployment for the Yangtze River Delta to plan a world-class Greater Bay Area economy. Last year, the Shanghai-Ningbo and Huzhou-Ningbo 2 Cross-Sea Super projects were successively included in the national plan, transforming Hangzhou Bay from a C-shaped to an O-shaped, directly shortening the space-time distance between Ningbo and Shanghai. Ningbo, stepping on the trend of the times. Ningbo model. Population concentration is the result of industrial development. With the improvement of economic strength and rapid industrial development, Ningbo's resident population has achieved leapfrog growth. From 2012 to 2022, during the 10 years, Ningbo's permanent population will increase by 1.577 million, which is equivalent to an annual increase of about 160,000. Among the most promising cities with a population of 10 million, Ningbo has the most impressive population growth. Although, on the surface, Hefei seems to have increased its population by 2.06 million in the past 10 years, but if the nearly 1 million people who merged with Keahu City are deducted, the actual increase in population is only about 1 million. Therefore, Ningbo is on the verge of competing for the next city with a population of tens of millions. However, Ningbo is not resting easy. In the past 2 years, Ningbo's economy has shown signs of stepping on the brakes. In 2022, Ningbo's GDP growth rate will be 3.5%, which is only 0.5 percentage points higher than that of the whole country. In the first quarter of 2023, the GDP growth rate will be 4.5%, which is the same as that of the national market. In the past few decades, Ningbo's economic growth rate has remained above 7%, and it will reach 8.2% in 2021. If Ningbo wants to revive its development momentum and increase its attractiveness to talents, it must further revitalize its economic factors. Attracting investment has become Ningbo's first breakthrough in fighting the economy this year. In the 9 aspects of key economic work in 2023 deployed by the Economic Work Conference of the Ningbo Municipal Party Committee, focusing on projects and investment is ranked first. Attracting big businessmen has become a hot word in Ningbo since the beginning of the new year. However, whether it is benchmarking against traditional foreign investment highlands such as Suzhou and Shenzhen, or compared with emerging venture capital cities such as Hefei and Changzhou, Ningbo, and even Zhejiang still need to catch up in many aspects in attracting investment. In this regard, it is suggested that Ningbo can learn from Hefei's investment leading model. Taking Hefei's Gamble Bow as an example, Hefei has successfully explored a capital circulating government investment attraction model, leading the development of emerging strategic industries through state-owned capital, promoting the implementation of major projects, and driving the formation of the country's first batch of strategic emerging industry clusters such as new display devices, integrated circuits and artificial intelligence. Learn from Shenzhen's bottom hunting and rescue model. Taking Shenzhen's SASIC's strategic investment in Glory as an example, experts pointed out that during the economic adjustment period, many companies in trouble have good industry and market prospects. It has the dual effect of promoting industrial development and helping enterprises to bail out. The bailout targets are not limited to local companies, but also good target companies across the country. Learn from Changzhou about the awareness of medium and long-term industrial layout. Take Changzhou's bottom buying of ABIC lithium battery, now China Innovation Aviation, from Luoyang as an example. Recruit what is lacking, and make up your mind to pay close attention to chain owner enterprises with core technologies, especially those with industrial needs and development potential. Once grasped, they will spare no effort to grow together with the enterprise and achieve a win-win situation. At present, Ningbo already has such an intention. An example is that in September last year, as a wholly state-owned enterprise under the Ningbo State-Owned Asset Supervision and Administration Commission, Ningbo Tongchang Group indirectly accepted 29.44% of the equity of Ningbo Jingda at a transaction price of 1.085 billion yuan and became the actual controller of the listed company. It is understood that Ningbo Jingda was established in the 1990s and has been selected as the invisible champion of the provincial manufacturing industry. The company was first engaged in the field of heat exchanger equipment, deeply bound to well-known enterprises such as Gree, Midea, and Dakin. It entered the press equipment industry in 2000, and began to manufacture automotive heat exchangers in 2012. Now it is grasping the phenomenal outlet of energy vehicles. In the future, after the Hefei model and the Shenzhen model, we will more Ningbo models.